law a couple of years ago in the state of Indiana. And we are pleased to say that Carmel Clay Schools has now written safe dates into their curriculum for all 8th graders. And we already have 2 of the 3 middle schools scheduled for the 2012-2013 school year. Safe Dates is an evidence-based national program. It can be comprised of 8 to 12 sessions. Most schools choose 12. We go into the health classes. We do a pre-test and a post-test to make sure that the kids have learned the things that we want them to learn about dating violence prevention. And the neat thing about Safe Dates is that they've done some longitudinal studies with those kids as they've reached their junior and senior year in high school, and the information is still valid, and the kids remembered what they learned. It's also been interesting. We've had some of the students tell us that they've broken up with their partners or their boyfriend or girlfriend because they weren't treating them right after the Safe Dates program. So we're very pleased with that. We have seen an increase in clients, both overall and from Clay Township, of 10% between 2010 and 2011. Couple that with a 20% increase between 2009 and 10, and we've seen an overall increase in clients of 30% in just 2 years. We are projecting an additional 10% increase for the period of this grant. The percent of youth that we serve under the age of 18 is 22%, seniors 6% of the population. Income, we track individuals and their income, and the majority of our clients earn less than $25,000 per year. For Clay Township, 56% of clients that we see earn less than $25,000. Then of those, 30% from Clay Township earn under $5,000 per year.
Loretta,
Yes.
can you do a summary real quick
I
and tell
certainly
us the
can.
amount? Thank you.
I certainly can. Our request for this year is $30,000, and I would invite you to visit Prevail and see our programs and services and meet our newest staff member, who is Odell, who is a double doodle and our facility dog, who is working primarily in our children and adolescent programs. So we would always invite you to visit, and we thank you for your continued support. And it's been our pleasure, certainly, to serve people and victims of crime and abuse from Clay Township. Thank you. Questions?
No.
You
No
good?
questions.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Prime Life. Hi, Sandy.
I haven't started, Sandy. That's fine. That's good.
Thank you.
My name is Sandy Stewart, and I'm Executive Director of Prime Life Enrichment. I appreciate the opportunity to present this request to you tonight. First thing I want to say is that I'm wearing a pin which celebrates 20 years of service to Prime Life Enrichment, just awarded at our annual meeting. And for that entire 20 years, an important funder of the agency's work has been Clay Township. So we deeply appreciate that. I know everyone in this room appreciates what you do for the community. A sister organization, the Indianapolis Senior Center, I don't know if you have heard, but will be closing its doors on June 30th after 50 years of service to the community. So times are tough, and support like yours is appreciated more than ever before. So thank you again. I've given you a packet of information. I can't read it to you because I've only got 2 minutes, but in the letter, I gave you some census data. The 2000 census, between 2000 and 2010, the senior population, the 55 plus in Hamilton County, grew by 91%. I have not yet broken it down by township, but in the 2000, 42% of all of those folks lived in Clay Township, which is appropriate that about 60% of all of our services are now provided in Clay Township, where the greatest concentration of seniors are. Our service during that 2010 between 2000 and 2010 increased by 217%, and our budget by only 84%. We were able to accomplish that, a lot of this because of this bright pink booklet you'll find, which is our volunteer directory. We have over 200 volunteers that assist us with provision of services. I've also provided our most recent annual report, and you'll see from the cover what our circumstances are at the moment. Hanging on. And last year, 67% of all the senior activities were provided in Clay Township and 53% of all of the other services. The report has further demographic breakdowns by program. I've also included a new brochure that we're using to promote our senior activities program, and it's partly responsible for this 270% growth. As you know, the first thing to go when you have to cut your budget is your marketing budget. So we have produced this in-house, and we're handing it out, and it's working. We've seen a 25% increase in usage of our pool since we've been handing this out, and that's our only revenue-generating program. So that's pretty important to us. If I would be happy to answer any questions you might have. I have included this year's grant application. We are again asking for $30,000. And I have also included my report for the first 6 months of this year.
Sandy, what are you, I jumped right in, so I guess my question is paramount on my mind. What are you doing specifically this year that you need $30,000 for?
We're doing the same things that we do every year. Our transportation, in-home services, which includes assistance to the homebound. We have a full-time social worker that provides community outreach. Some of our clients are profiled in the booklet. One of them is a community outreach, very low-income client who kind of hit bottom and needed a great deal of help. And there's a couple from Clay Township in the back that are profiled who have benefited from the activity center. Also for our transportation, door-to-door demand response transportation program. And 48% of all of our transportation is provided in Clay Township.
Don't you also have a meals?
We do. We
Program
serve
too?
meals at the center. In the midterm report, it lists how many meals. Let's see. We served 1,982 hot meals at the center this past fiscal year, in this period, in this between January 1st and June 20th.
How many fundraisers do you have? I noticed that the 50s Bash was a great success.
Right now, well, we have an ongoing fundraising operation at the center in our thrift shop, but that's not a huge amount.
Right.
We closed our recycling center as of January 1st when the city began curbside pickup and ended our contract for. And had we continued, by the way, that would have cost the agency quite a bit of money to continue providing the service. So it would have gone from a fundraiser to being a drain. Right now we're doing the yearly. This past one was the most successful ever. Our annual report will say we cleared just under $36,000. Turns out we got a rental bill that we hadn't anticipated, so it's actually a little over $34,000. But that's a record. 25 was the most we'd done. The last 2 years we have dedicated all of the proceeds for the transportation program, which you may remember that we had to cut. And I'm happy to say that part of the funds were used last year to implement a scheduling software. And since that became operational in February, we've seen our service go up 7%. And we were running a waiting list of about 40 individuals. It's down to 30. So we're beginning to see some good results from that.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from you? Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you.
The school exchange program? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Katie Gray, and I am a teacher at Carmel High School. And this is Annie Swain, and she's also a teacher at the high school. We help run an exchange program that has existed in Carmel since 1988. And in this program, just as a little background, we send 30 students to Japan every other summer. And then the opposite spring, we host 30 Japanese students, teachers, and PTA members here at Carmel High School. I was not expecting it, but one of our founding members is actually here, Charlie Scott. He's actually on our board of directors as well. So we're glad you're here. This year, the board gave us a $5,000 grant. $4,500 of that we were able to give as need-based scholarships to students who may have not gotten the opportunity to travel to Japan. Merit-based scholarships who might not have gotten the opportunity to travel to Japan. Two of our students in particular were students of low-income families, especially one girl in particular. Her mother works odd jobs, odd hours, and the opportunity to fly in an airplane is something that would have been out of their reach. And with the assistance of the Board of Trustees, we've been able to provide this opportunity for students who would not get that chance. And in the end, what that does is brings this internationally minded student back to Carmel and then enhances the relationship between Carmel and our sister school, Seikyo Gakuen, and our sister city, Kawachi Nagano. In July 2010, we had a successful trip to Japan. In spring of 2011, we hosted students, and we are preparing in just under 2 weeks to embark to Japan once again. We are once again asking for a $10,000 grant, and in the past, sorry, I'll let Andy take over. There you go.
We are asking for $10,000 for the grant for 2013. That will help us host students from Japan next spring, and then also will allow us to give merit-based scholarships that fall for students who will be traveling later that year as well. The $10,000 would cover community events. Families will take their host students to local businesses downtown Carmel to kind of offset some of the costs that the families would incur. We'll use some of the grant money towards that, as well as we host a community square dance, which seems like a really silly event. I haven't participated in it myself, but I heard it's got rave reviews, so I'm excited to experience that next year as well. The last bit of information is why we are important to Clay Township. And through our program, we teach students. Most of them will be juniors or seniors this fall. And we help build leadership qualities, teamwork, confidence in themselves. We involve their whole family. It's not just the students. And so I think that's it. Any questions?
Do you have any questions, Matt? How do they qualify? What is it that they have to do?
For the scholarships or for the program?
Well, both.
For the program, there's an application that the students fill out, and then there's an interview process that they go through as well. We had four directors that interviewed the students. For the need-based scholarships, the students will write essays and explain to us why they are deserving of these scholarships, and we have an outside panel of teachers that reviews them and then gives their recommendation to us.
And how many actually apply?
I think this year we had 3 students apply for need-based scholarships. For the program, on the outset, a lot of students who could apply don't because they look at a cost of $3,600, and that's out of their family's realm of possibility. We were really excited that one of our students who were able to give a $2,000 scholarship applied even though she knew her family couldn't afford it. That she was an amazing candidate, and we're so excited to get the opportunity to share this with her.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Trinity Free Clinic.
My name's Maggie Sharnosky. I'm the Executive Director of Trinity Free Clinic. And I want to thank you for this opportunity because I love talking about the clinic. So be real loud with the 2 minutes. You may not shut me up otherwise. Trinity Free Clinic in 2011 made a major move. Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church built a Matthew 25 center to replace the building we had been in. And this gave the clinic the opportunity to double its size. Actually, it tripled the size, but doubled the amount of space for us to be able to serve Hamilton County. We went from 3 dental chairs to 6. We went from 3 exam rooms, which is always bad when you've got 2 or 3 doctors. You have to have an even number of exam rooms. So we went from 3 to 6. And we also included a eye clinic, which is no longer in a storage room. We have offices that are no longer in closets. We have actually a space to eat instead of at our desks, and we feel blessed. And we hope, if you haven't come by and you hadn't seen the construction on 146th Street, that you stop in sometime because we're very proud of the finished product. What has happened because of this is there's been a lot of publicity. And we have had an incredible increase in number of patients who have come in because word's out. Not that word wasn't out before, but it wasn't screamed at. Now it's being screamed at. And our anticipation for 2012 is that we will see over 4,000 patients. In 2011, we saw about 3,200 patients. And that is divided between acute dental, acute medical, and then we have an array of specialty clinics. And these specialty clinics include women's health, pediatrics, an eye clinic, podiatry clinic, and asthma clinic. In November, we received word from several of the primary care clinics that we would send patients to that they were backlogged, and if we had a patient who was diagnosed with a chronic condition, we could expect a 2 to 4 month wait for them to get in. So we decided to start a hypertension clinic, so if we diagnosed a patient with high blood pressure, we could follow them up until they could get into primary care. We started having 1 clinic in November. This is almost July. We're now up to 3 clinics a month, just based on the number of patients we are seeing with new diagnosis of hypertension. Last year, we requested $16,000. This was to be used for medications, labs, supplies, and this year we're asking for $20,000 for the same reason. Our medication bills have almost tripled. Our labs have doubled. And our supplies continue to grow, I heard. So one of the things I did want to share with you, because I think this is an important statistic, 28% of our patients come from Clay Township. So that's well over 1,000 patients that we see annually who are from Clay Township. We are the safety net clinic in Hamilton County, and we're hoping in the next 6 months to even expand further so we can provide more acute services and have patients not have to utilize a very expensive emergency room process. Questions?
Any questions, ma'am?
Remind me, do you pay your doctors?
We don't pay our
They're all
doctors.
volunteers, right?
Yeah. We don't pay our
Anyway,
doctors.
I-
We could. You
What?
want to give me some money?
No.
We could. We had a few say, I want to retire. Can you pay me? I'm like, just hang with us.
No,
Hang
that's
with us.
great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Where else do you get your money from, Maggie?
Oh, anywhere we can. We have 2 fundraisers a year. We have a 5K, which will be coming up October 20th. Please mark your calendars. You can walk it or you can run it. And that usually brings in, it has been growing, fortunately, so we brought in about $18,000 last year. And then we do a winter tailgate for care. So we celebrate football. And this year, we had a really good year. We brought in about $49,000.
That's great.
I write grants. We get funding through the Legacy Fund. We get funding through the Fairbanks Foundation, and a variety of other foundations. Every year, we're finding new ones to apply to in hopes that we could get additional funds.
And your total cost in your budget is $905,000?
That includes in-kind services. So if we had to replace all of our physicians and dentists, if we had to pay rent, which, right now we're in a beautiful building and we pay $1 a year, we couldn't afford to be there. So it's a lot of in-kind in there. Our cash budget is around $340,000.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carmel Sister Cities.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm Charlie Scott, and this is my wife, Kay Scott. We are both members of the Sister City Board of Directors, and kind of a follow-up to the school exchange program. The Sister City program was a follow-up to the school program, which was started, I think, 7 or 8 years after the school program. Exchange program, the Sister City program, started in 1994 with the same city, Kawachi Nagano City, Japan. And we are asking for $2,000 as we're hoping to celebrate a 20-year Sister City relationship with Kawachi Nagano, and invite the mayor and several businessmen to Carmel. We do not receive any funds from the city of Carmel. All of our funding for our Sister City organization comes from donations and from fundraising. We did receive a grant from Clay Township last year, and that money was used for the part of it for the Japanese garden and for the celebration that took place there. If you've not been to the garden there outside of City Hall, you should do so. The beautiful picnic bench and table that is there, you should go there. We're very proud of that, and certainly something that the City of Carmel should be proud of. Again, we're applying for that grant, and the garden gate that was established there and was built by the Japanese and was actually built in Japan and was then brought to Carmel, contains no nails or screws, but is assembled, and if you've not taken a good look at it, it's really amazing that it stands there and is very well constructed. But also a part of it is Indiana limestone that was brought here from Japan, and they've never known what the source of the Indiana limestone, where it came from. So we're hoping to take, as part of the celebration, those who come for the celebration to Bedford, Indiana, so that they can see what the source of the Indiana limestone, and they're looking forward to that. If we've told them that's hopefully one of the events that we'll hopefully be able to celebrate as a part of that, and I know they're looking forward to that. We're hoping to involve the community and an open invitation to those who have an interest in the celebration when that takes place in early 2013. Any questions? Keeping it brief.
I must say I enjoy sitting on this side of the desk. When in grade school I was sitting on the other side of your desk in your office. But no, thank you.
Thanks, Charlie.
All right, thank you.
Carmel Clay Public Library.
Good evening. My name is Ruth Nissen Chow. I'm with the director of the Carmel Clay Public Library Foundation, and I'm here on behalf of the Carmel Clay Public Library and thank you for providing us the opportunity to submit this proposal. I'm joined today by our Foundation Vice President, Karen Glazer. First, I want to thank you also for the grant we received in 2012 in support of the Carmel Clay Public Library's Ready, Set, Read program. I'm submitting an application to request a grant of $17,700 to help promote the Carmel Clay Public Library's 2013 Children's Summer Reading Program. A little background about the library. The mission of the library is to inspire lifelong discovery, facilitate collaboration, and connect people with resources. The library's statistics are significant. In 2011, the statistics indicated that over 1,600 individuals visited the library daily, a total of over 564,000 annually. Our experience is impressive. Almost 64,000 individuals participated in one or more of our 1,700 programs, of which 44,000, 69%, were children who attended one or more of the nearly 900 children's programs. Our library is outstanding. The library has been ranked in the top 10 nationwide in its service population category for 10 consecutive years, according to the Hennen's American Public Library Ratings, known as Hapler, and continues to rank in the top 10. The Children's Summer Reading Program continues to be the library's most popular and important program, and we're excited about expanding the publicity for this program to make sure that every youngster, from birth to those who will be entering 5th grade in the upcoming school year, has the opportunity to participate in a program that is the community's most important summer literacy program. An important quote from Laura Bush. She stated, "Our challenge is to reach children early and lift them to success. My experience as a mother and as an elementary school teacher has taught me that children are ready to read, are ready to learn. Reading is a skill that makes all other skills possible." Our library summer reading program provides numerous activities in which children can be an active participant, such as drop-in crafts and activities for reading aloud, Lego Mania, Pokemon, and board games, and lots of other fun activities. But more importantly, it's also a place for children to listen, family night movies, variety of musical performers, and all kinds of important musicians, jugglers, and other talented performers. All of these summer reading programs are designed to encourage and engage youngsters and their families, to encourage them to visit the Carmel Clay Public Library and to make it their home away from home. The specific purpose of the grant that we're requesting is to underwrite 3 key components of an expanded publicity effort: informational postcards, tote bags, and number 3 here, promotional literature, and street banners. The summer reading program has become the community's summer focal point for literacy, and financial support is needed to assist the library in assuring that every household in the Carmel Clay community is made aware of this valuable community asset. It has a major role in expanding our children's education. Any questions?
Any questions, ma'am?
Well, on their cover letter, it says requesting a grant in the amount of $26,300.
No.
No, I think that's the,
I might have a different cover.
Oh, you do. You have a June 28 and I have a June 26 letter.
oh.
Different amounts.
That was, oh, you have last year's. Sorry.
2012.
Yeah, you have
That was last year.
2013.
I have the wrong one, or he
No,
does?
he has the wrong one.
And what did we give you last year?
10,000.
10,000, okay.
Do you,
I have another one I can present
oh,
to
it's
you. Yeah.
okay. On here,